Hey guys, I'm Nicholas Live, and we're gonna cover my 5 most undervalued, strongest cryptocurrencies with the most upside potential and strongest overall themes. Now, this is for 2019, and the first thing you're gonna need is this chart right here. I'm gonna reference this a lot because three of the projects I'm gonna talk about are very undervalued because of their daily blockchain activity, which is a lot higher than Bitcoin and Ethereum, yet their market cap is lower, even though they're a big project. You can see right here that these four projects right here have more transactions and lower capacity being used right now. They're like 1% of their current capacity because they're a graphite blockchain, yet Bitcoin and Ethereum have less daily transactions and are like already clogged up. First one of those I really want to talk about, and my personal favorite, is Steam. This is my current favorite for like an immediate investment and my personal favorite for the entire year of 2019. The top reason is that it does not have an ICO. It never had one. And this makes it have 100% legal friendliness, which means it has no possible legal troubles down the line. And it is an elephant in the room because it has 40,000 daily active users, the most out of any project in crypto right now. It has the most dApps flocking to it. All the new, huge, cool applications are being built on Steam. Example is Steam Monsters, which has like, it's a trading card game where you own the digital assets yourselves and you battle against other players with their assets. And this has like 2,000 daily active users right now. This is more than any other Ethereum application. Like no Ethereum application has 2,000 daily active users right now. And yet everyone thinks Ethereum is the place to go, but all the actual development is being done on Steam when it comes to applications. The APIs for the nodes is very easy to access for devs. It is very dev friendly, and Steemit has its own YouTube. Steemit has its own Instagram. They have pretty much a decentralized copy of every major website, and more just flocking and coming. They have their own decentralized Facebook. And let's not forget that their scaling solution is about to come called Mira. Now, this is not a scaling solution for the blockchain. It is a scaling solution for the cost of running the node for the blockchain. So all the 20 witnesses right now running the full nodes have a lot of cost. And Steemit Inc. itself is paying probably hundreds of thousands of dollars just a monthly cost for running their own main node, which most people are calling for APIs. And these costs are about to be cut like 10 times in price, which means the entire ecosystem will have abundance of money to spend on the actual ecosystem itself, propping up the coin price. So this is something happening right now, which is about to we're about to see results of this influx of extra money saved in a matter of weeks, if not months. So this is something that's going to be very, very relevant right now, and most people don't understand the technical reasons behind it. Now, lastly, it is a graphite technology, as I mentioned, so the transaction speeds are through the roof. It has 3-second confirmation times, and it is frictionless. It is the only true no-fee blockchain. Number 2, we have EOS, which is the one with the strongest funding. It has billions of dollars. It has billions of dollars that is raised, and it's ready to use to convince any application that is in a huge or any huge business to use EOS for running their full decentralized application. So if you want every part of the application to be full decentralized, you go to EOS. And my second reason and the third reason are both Dan Larimer and Dan Larimer. You can talk about him all you want or whatever you want, but at the end of the day, he is a proven genius. He's already created 2 very successful projects from the ground up years ago, and 2 of them I'm going to talk about. It is Steem and BitShares, and he is an expert when it comes to making money. As you see, he raised $4 billion for EOS, and he also has invented this beautiful RAM paradox, which nobody actually fully understands. and it's going to end up making EOS very expensive down the line. Businesses have actually a very low cost for having a fully decentralized application when they're small, but as they're growing and need more quote unquote real estate on EOS, they will need to buy a lot more EOS as they're growing. And most businesses are going to underestimate the future cost of how much EOS they have to gonna pay to run their actual applications, and this is gonna make sure EOS is worth a lot down the line. Right now, it is actually a really good place to start, but as you grow your business and use more EOS, it's gonna get way more and more expensive. And it is meant to look cheap at the beginning, which it is, but down the line, they'll make sure and milk you for a reasonable amount of money if you're a business using their solution. It is just, the way it's designed is just pure genius, and it is obvious who the captain of the ship is, and he's sailing it in the correct direction to make EOS a really expensive coin in the future. And lastly, it has all the top tier devs, engineers, and all the smart people are pretty much flocking to EOS. And when you combine all these smart people together, they're gonna make sure it is something amazing and very profitable for everybody. Number 3 is BitShares, which I just mentioned. It's also a creation of Dan Lerner. It's also a graphite technology. It is also pretty much the grandfather of graphite technology. It is the oldest, highest transaction, the oldest and highest high transaction blockchain, which means it is indestructible. It is around for years, and it is the most decentralized. If you want to develop something for BitShares, you have to submit a proposal, which is voted on by the decentralized government. It has many layers of protection of how its funds are used. You have to, there's daily allotments, you have to stay voted in, and people don't even know this, but BitShares has like $100 million worth of its treasury fund just sitting, waiting to be used up, which anybody can, request access to if they have a good idea it's going to benefit the BitShares ecosystem. And it is proven that its governance is a very good solution. And the governance and the main members of BitShares are just making it and keeping it so decentralized that it's just an unmovable giant. It is the first to market when it comes to decentralized exchanges. It is the first to market when it comes to high transactions. It is the first to market when it comes to minting your own assets and coins. And of course, the very fast transactions and the 1 million plus accounts that are created on BitShares. So it is just around for years, and it's going to keep being around for years. Number 4, this is a low market cap coin that is extremely undervalued because of its amazing working product, yet a very low market cap. Its ICO was around 1 cent. At the moment, it is less than 10 cents, around 3 cents or so, and the all-time high was way over like $4 or $5. It is the one with the most possible gain potential. It has an amazing working product. The actual team itself are ex-developers, so that the team members in charge of the project know everything possible about development. They have really good connections, which I call secret connections, because they're a huge hologram capturing facility is based in Vegas, where all the stars are based, where all the rich people are based. And their whole idea is to pretty much capture holograms and put in virtual reality all the singers, actors, comedians, people who create content, people who teach lectures, and all these people and all these superstars coming to their facility to capture a hologram of themselves gives them access to crazy amount of connections, and they'll probably hanging out with billionaires all day long, just because they're based in Vegas. If you want to future-proof your investments, VR is the way to do it. And we all know that the computing and visualization is all, and gaming especially, is all going in the direction of VR. And this is it. This is the best, and for, I think, one of the first really, really good VR projects on the blockchain. It has the biggest price swings on Binance and is right now at the bottom of its swings. So if you want a really high investment potential, this is the way to go. And its current released game called Vibe or Die is an amazing first-person shooter where you actually stake your Vibe coins as your own lives. If you get killed, that your enemy gets your Vibe. If you kill an enemy, you get his Vibe. So it's just like that movie Ready Player One, and it is literally the future, and they're always one step ahead of everybody else. Lastly, number 5, we have NLC2, which is an old favorite of mine. It has no ICO, just like Steam, which means zero possible legal problems. It is the most legal friendly coin out there right now. The CEO, Raphael, is so super by the books. He is so careful when it comes to anything. I think he's one of the most careful CEOs at the moment in crypto, and he just does everything 100% by the book. They're about to have the Reg D finish, which means they're about to have an incoming influx of $10 million of equity funding. Now, this is very public information, but not many people care to research, and they already have like millions soft committed and just waiting for the paperwork to be completed, and this is gonna be effective in a matter of months. Now, NLC2 is a very low market cap coin with an amazing working product, which is essentially the first to market in fantasy sports when it comes to crypto. Their fees are just uncomparable. No old world company can compete with their fees, and they just have a really, really clean user interface. And they have this cool game called Fantasy Crypto, where you can actually, instead of selecting, fantasy teams, you select fantasy teams of coins, and you don't battle against the house. You're battling against other players, having a basket of different coins, and whose coins go up the most on a 24 hours or whatever time frame. Wins the game. So it's like you're not battling against the house. It is not actual betting. You're playing. It's a game of skill against other people. So it is also very low market cap right now. It is around a couple cents, and it has been. I think it's actually around 1 cent right now, which means their all-time highs was around 50 cents, and it's listed on Bittrex, which has lots of upside potential if this funding does come through, and they will have all this additional capital for buying players, pretty much acquiring new users and making sure these users have to use NLC for playing, which is going to make it very scarce. Those are my 5 picks. If you guys have any additional coins you want me to research, use the comments. As you may or may not know, I'm a professional investment analyst. This is my full-time job, so I love researching about successful projects, and I really like investing in personally projects which are first to market and I know are going to be around in years. This presentation I've made for you is the top 5 I like right now in 2019, and I think have the most potential in 2019. Have fun, guys.